Welcome back, everyone. So last time we made our way into the church and we met the conduit. We followed her underneath the church and there was a force field we couldn't get through. It needs a small hexagonal object, which I cannot recall finding anything that fits that description so far. So after that we went back to town. We busted into Evelyn's house because I remember that she has a note from the conduit in there. And there's also a spell in there to reveal her secret hideout, which happens to be up here on the beach. And we've opened it up, so now we're going to go in, so let's get started. Expecting traps to be in here. Okay, we've got someone who's trying to stealth, it seems. Anemic cult something? Anemic cultist. I suppose we'll be fighting.
Here? I've got to warn the others.
So my guess is that if you have, bad initiative on all your characters, she probably gets away and I don't know what it would trigger.
Face the unending darkness.
What can I do for you? And so let the hunt...
I don't have good sneak, but maybe we should be sneaking around in here.
Come on then, open the damn gate. We ain't got all bleeding day. Come on then, open the damn gate. We ain't got all bleeding day. Come on then, open the damn gate. We ain't got all bleeding day. Come on then, open the damn gate. We ain't got all bleeding day.
Don't know if there's gonna be any dialogue with them, or if I should just open up with the spell.
Then, open the damn gate. We ain't got all bleeding day. Come on then, open the damn gate. We ain't got all bleeding day. Come on then, open the damn
Here's what I'll
gate.
do.
We
I'll
ain't
move
got
him
all
back
bleeding day.
and remove stealth.
Come on then, open the damn gate. We ain't got all bleeding day. Oi! Is you the one what locked this here gate? We need to speak to Evelyn. Can't you recognise a fellow immaculate when you see one? Just 'cause I got twice your strength in my little toe, don't mean we ain't equal in the goddess's eyes. Well, myself, I need a hand choosing drapes for me kitchen windows. Are you daft? I need to inform her about the happenings in the Black Cove. But since my lady seems to have barred her gates to the likes of us, why don't you tell her this, small bones? We've run into a snag in the cove, but we're pushing through. The Starstone will be hers soon enough. I reckon if you don't already know, that may be above your pay grade. Take it up with Evelyn, why don't you? Or, better yet, have a look for yourself. You seem like just the type those pirates would love to get their hands on. Is that right, Small Bones? Maybe you can give me a single good reason for I rip your arms out.
So it says that Adarin is talking. Hopefully that's correct, since he is the best charisma score. Oh, this is gonna be easy.
Fair enough, Small Bones, fair enough. Let the good lady know we look forward to meeting with her, will ya?
Okay, that was easy enough. Okay, so I'm sure that key goes to this door. We know there are cultists inside. Why aren't they all wounded in here? I mean, that's not problematic, it's just kind of weird.
These fellows are so focused on their work, they seem to be impervious to any other distractions.
Even the hollering of orcs couldn't shake them out of their strange stupor.
Is there anyone there? In the name of the conduit?
A million tiny pieces!
Staff of Justice.
Oh, there's more than I expected. Luckily, they're all weak. Genius. I will step out of the blood before I use the lightning spell on him.
Wax every time.
Die, vermin!
I'm never out of my element.
Face the unending darkness.
Into the fray once more.
Okay, pretty easy. Probably need to go to town and repair though.
I needed that.
Let's loot this room up and then we'll do that.
Bless the seven, I am restored.
I guess they're manufacturing something in here.
Room for one more?
Okay, let's go repair our stuff.
Join the Spud Club if you got an eye for farm potatoes. Aim straight, aim true.
Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses. Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens. Toe of snake, wing of worm, grow and spice them, stir and churn.
Get it while it's fresh. This batch is only hours from the sea.
There's gotta be a repair all button, I just don't know where it is.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes. Quiet day on the market, it seems.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Perhaps wrestling an earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Let us see if you can choose the finest greens.
Not in the mood for cheese. The excuse is more home than a slice of this fine gourmet.
I've got my eyes on the prize.
Looks like we get to confront Evelyn. I'll just run down there, I'm sure there's going to be dialogue.
Trick of yours. Counsellor Jake.
Oh,
made
Conduit's here
undead.
already.
How dare you curse your stupidity, Evelyn? Look over there. Your foolish games have brought source hunters into our very midst. I have no time for these distractions. Brachus Rex's resurrection is at hand. Deal with these insects and join me. Understand?
Of course, O Holy Conduit. I will deal with them swiftly.
See to it that you do.
You!
What's she going to do? Resurrect a bunch of stuff? Is this a zombie in a top hat?
Your stomping through my affairs has cost me dearly. More dearly than you'll
Oh, it's
ever
Jake.
know. What a pleasure it will be to see the source shred your every last sinew. That That wretch is but a thrall, a tool, but the conduit trusted him. I was determined to find out why, and resurrected him. His unwillingness to cooperate has proven something of an annoyance, but no matter. We're nearly through, aren't we, Jake? Just a little more pain. You mean my bloodstone, I suppose? Ha! It was named like that for a reason, Source Hunter. I'll put it simply. We start with Starstone. A pretty gem, but hardly special. It contains a potential, though, known only to the enlightened few. If imbued with blood, Starstone contains the power to heal. A life given to the stone is a life one can give to another. To save a great life must be sacrificed. This is what the conduit has taught us. She is our leader. Leandra is her name. The conduit is her title. She aims to bring about... But no, you are not worthy of such knowledge. The bird does not explain to the worm why it devours it. Yes, a sorcerer, disciple of blood, chaser of life everlasting. For a true sorcerer, death is but an inconvenience to rid oneself of, Hunter. Brachus Rex, centuries in his grave, will walk again, healthy as a newborn babe. That is our power, the power of sorcery. He was the greatest sorcerer ever to have lived. His power outmatches us all. The secrets he carries within him are phenomenal. He will aid us in our task, Hunter. All you have seen, all we are trying to do, this is but the beginning. Considering the imminent turn of the tide, Source Hunter, you should trust me when I say you're better off dead. Brachus Rex is rising, and soon Source will live again.
That's a lot of summons. Where'd Zombie Jake go? Oh, did she sacrifice him to summon demons? Okay, let's check out what they're weak against. Earth and not air. Water and not fire. Also water and not fire. Oddly piercing. Okay, it's a Cyclops, not a undead. But good against everything else. Water. Don't have much water damage on her. I guess physical. How many of them were immune to poison again? Not immune, but resistant. So I think the skeleton's the only one particularly resistant to poison, so I'm gonna try to hit them all with that. And then I'll just bounce an arrow around. The Cyclops is weak against piercing, so I'll start with him. Did that kill him? How much damage did that do? Okay, 148. So I could blow this up with a fireball now. Obviously, a number of them are resistant to fire. I don't know if blowing up this also gets rid of the poison that's on them. Let's find out. Does this one weak to fire or water? Here's resistant to air. Oh, it didn't blow up everything. Oh well.
Spirits of Riverark aid me.
Okay, it took me a moment to process what happened. He died and set the ground aflame. That blew up everything. So they are all poisoned now, except the undead gets healed by poison. She's stunned. Okay, a lot of stuff happened. Let's try to get out of the fire. I think right here will work. Fire's no good against them. If I hit them with a water arrow, would that shock expand? I'm gonna try that.
This should douse your battle fervor.
I really wanted to teleport him. I can probably just kill him anyways, though. Oh no. Air heals him. That was bad. I remember now he's resistant to air. I didn't realize it would heal him, though.
crave never-ending motion. Paralysis hit!
Okay, everyone's stunned, frozen, or knocked down.
Face the unending darkness.
I did not see this guy.
Crippling blow!
The Source Hunter. Dear dead heaven told me you had landed in Sicil, drawn to my source little corpse like flies to excrement.
Just looking what he has. Ooh, this is a good sword. Hopefully he drops it for us if we have to fight him. I don't know if it's good enough to be worth purchasing, although giving a skill boulder bash is really neat.
Well, here I am. A man no longer. A monster instead. Unworthy of a conduit's grace. The very same. Jake, counselor by day. Sorcerer by night. Martyr in death. Me? Do you contest it? Huh? You presumptuous dog. I died serving the conduit. Leandra! Leandra! Oh, blessed conduit! I'd have followed you till the end of time. But it wasn't to be. I was struck down in the prime of my sorcery. And by whom? Leandra's own sister. The pox upon her. I, Ikara! Ikara! I spit on every syllable. They call her the White Witch. She is powerful in her own right, but never would I have thought she'd challenge her sister Leandra and kill one of the most loyal. Me. Very little indeed. What concern was that foul woman of mine White witch, perhaps, but black sheep of her family, too. She shunned her sister's teachings. Can you believe that? She could have been the very conduit's right hand, but she shunned her. Oh, take vengeance upon her, blessed Leandra. I invoke you. Open her veins, bleed her dry. Give her a function at last. My murder, a tale of woe. The time, a misty midnight. The place, the King Crab Inn. The players, myself, Leandra, Ikara, and a stranger whose identity I have never established. The conduit was there to meet with this stranger, and had tasked me to stand ready to overpower him if necessary. I heard sounds of passion at first, but later of angry argument. Then I heard Leandra's command, and I entered the room. She swerved past me, and oh, I can still feel the rasp of her holy breath upon my ear. Whispered, "Finish him." The man lay on the floor, struck down and ready for my knife, which I plunged deep into his heart. Yet, but not a moment later, Ikara burst through the window, and I was defenseless. She savagely tore my life from my body, and I died in the glow of the source. A holy martyr, slain in the name of the conduit. Foolish grasper, she who thought herself the conduit's favorite couldn't stand that I had been privileged as a confidant. When she realized the conduit had been in the inn the night I was killed, she couldn't stand to think that I had been trusted where she had not. She brought me back to unlife so that I would reveal what I knew. She wanted to work her way back into the conduit's confidence. But as you saw, Leandra had no interest in Evelyn's petty tricks. Yes, yes, the king is dead, but not for long. Long live the king! The Blackest Rex has no equal, Hunter. His knowledge of the source is absolute, and through him so will the conduits be. The hour is nigh. You do not realize it yet, but his axe is falling towards your scrawny neck. And I am of little use to Leandra's cause now. My worm-eaten rind is an insult to her perfection. To my grave, then, I will go. I suppose you'll not grudge me my portion of rest.
I guess we don't get to fight him for the sword. It's interesting that they even made trading an option with him, since you only have that brief moment to do it.
Bless the Seven, I am restored. I feel better already.
Into the fray once more.
Things got pretty hairy there for a bit. I could feel the very Reaper breathing down my neck. Thank you. I know you have my back, and I very much appreciate it.
May the pain wrought by sword and sorcery stalk this stiff, stirring strumpet beyond the shores of death. Once more we have stumbled upon an amateur. One who disfigures the pallid elegance of necromancy's visage with rank and vulgar imperfections. She dabbled with flesh like a child with its pudding. She was deaf to the screams of her victims as she made the scalpel glide through exposed limbs with the easy grace of birds through air. And for what? For nothing but to command death. The true necromancer. It is life he wants to command. Immortality. Achieve this, and the screams of agony will not have thundered forth from tortured throats in vain. They will be forgotten in the maelstrom of time eternal. You bicker among yourselves, and you have good reason to, as long as you do not both realize that humanity is but a gathering of germs from which an exalted few may pluck the subject their studies require and vivisect them into oblivion, while propelling themselves into eternity. Glory be this noble pursuit, tainted as it may be by the blunders of simpletons like Evelyn. Let us eradicate such vermin wherever we find it. Let us seal up every crevice it crawls from. But let us never lose sight of the higher purpose that the art of necromancy promises yet. So, now to pursue said promise with haste and determination. Death is a friend of time, life is not.
The Seven grant abundance!
This must be where the loot is. What's that chair looking at? Is this actually open so you can see from here down to there? It's kind of weird. I thought this place would be secluded. Okay, definitely found information on the murder case. We did not find the hexagonal object I thought we would. I'm not sure where to get that. Okay, so what have we got? I'll leave the staff in here for now. An air resistance or lore master. I might go with the lore master because that lets me identify more like if the enemy's traits in combat. I think that'll be worth it. Another good resistance ring. Don't know why I didn't have this ring equipped. It's obviously better than the telekinesis ring he has equipped. Anyways, yeah, I'll swap out this telekinesis ring. And the crossbow. Slightly more damage. Stunned instead of slowed. That might be better. Air seems to be more effective because when you're in water there's like an additional chance to stun, I think. Because it lights the water and they have to resist the crossbow stun and the stun by the water being electrified. Obviously I have to not electrify myself in water when I use it. Okay, let's head to town. Let's talk with the Legion commander first.
By the gods! No one could have predicted such a dark turn of events. This is worse than my deepest fears made manifest. It just cannot be that they aim to resurrect him. Brachus Rex. It cannot be! Forgive me, this news just so very upsetting. This thing. It was the king of tyrants. The embodiment of terror. The lunatics that seek his rise must be stopped, whatever the cost. I do. I do indeed. Brachus would unseat the king of demons in sheer perfidy and malice given half a chance. For the world, for you and I to suffer his perversions once more is unthinkable. The possibility of his return is more than I can bear. And Ikara, that she has been dragged into this sorry business adds insult to insufferable injury. There have long been rumors that Brachus's corpse was interred in the vaults beneath the abandoned Church of the Seven in Sicil's eastern hinterlands. That place is crawling with undead these days, so the rumors may well be true. Where Leandra goes, the dead rise left and right. And even in death, the long-lost tyrant's corruption appears to persist. Come to think of it, did anyone in Evelyn's lair mention the name Cassandra? It's nothing, Hunter. Nothing. My mind is reeling, but I'll feel better soon. After you've cut short Leandra's dark pursuits. Leandra. I know her, though I haven't seen her in years. As you know, she and Ikara are sisters. It's hard for me to believe that she's leading this cult. That she's delirious enough to go after Brachus Rex. But clearly her involvement can no longer be denied. She's as smart as 10 wizards put together, Hunter. An opponent to be feared. Now, you said Jake and Evelyn called her the Conduit, didn't you? In that case, she may just be the elusive head of the Immaculates. She is a great woman, Hunter. A champion of all that is good and pure. She may have killed Jake, but then again, the man turned out to be a vile sorcerer. I can only surmise that she is on to her sister's sinister schemes, which makes me fear for her safety more than anything else. There's a village in the forests north of Sicil where a new religion has taken hold. Its followers call themselves Immaculates, and I've heard say they worship a leader called the Conduit. This village is called Silverglen, and if my suspicions turn out to be correct, there is sorcery at work there. Alas, I haven't the foggiest. Another sorcerer, perhaps? Or simply another victim of Leandra's ploys. The Legion didn't find a second body at the scene of the crime, so maybe he escaped with his life after all. Though, just as likely, his body too was taken away by Evelyn for experimentation. And I will see if I can find out more about Ikara's involvement. But in the meantime, please pursue Leandra to the old church in the east and stop her before she can raise Brachus. I beg of you.
Brachus Rex is...
And so the mystery is solved. Councillor Jake was murdered by this so-called White Witch. Ancient spectre spooks him so. Ahu doesn't strike me as the type to scare very easily. Then again, our mission was to solve Councillor Jake's murder. A job well done, I say, even though I'm afraid we have no other choice but to push on.
Okay, while we're in town, we need to talk to some people. Let's go to the kitchen and see if they have work for these sailors.
Greetings! These stores are for our legion.
Come to see what delectable dish I'm chef.
Well, Source Hunter, you come to the right place, you have. I got every style of equipment to fit you from head to foot, if it's a trade you're after.
I don't think I've talked to her before. I must have just missed her last time I came up here. Arrowheads. Do I combine stuff with arrowheads to make different types of arrowheads? I mean, they're so cheap, I'll pick them up. Is that weight for each of them? Or all of them? Let's see, do I combine these with a grenade or like a poison vial? Okay. So a grenade probably makes the AoE version the poison cloud, and let's try one of these plague grenades. No? Okay, so grenades do not combine with them. How would you make a smoke arrow then? We'll go ahead and make all our arrowheads we can, or arrows out of the arrowheads. Needs more crafting. We could equip some stuff. I'm not going to bother right now. What happens if we try to make a normal arrow? For AP to use, that's interesting.
Oh, what now? So, let me get this straight. There are insidious sorcerers running about town that turned a council ambassador into a zombie for sport, after said councillor was murdered by some mystery witch who subsequently trotted off to her cabin in Luculla Woods. Sure you haven't omitted relevant details like, flying brooms, black cats, and bloody pentagrams? By Belagar's nethers. Sounds like a fantasy tale mothers tell their children before bed. And I bet none of it's more than fantasy either. Though no doubt Ahu puts stock in your every word.
Just a weird thought, but in a world with like magic and undead, what would constitute fantasy here?
Anyway, be these truths, half-truths, or outright lies, it seems to me your business in Seal is concluded. Don't let the undead hit you on the way out. Whom would you have the Legion arrest?
I haven't been down here in a long time. I don't know if there's much you can actually do in here other than break into the storeroom.
You think that's funny, Private?
Sir, no, sir.
You don't think it's infected, do you?
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Get to signing recruits.
Sorry, sir.
I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life.
Ah, come on with the dramatics. It's not as bad as all that.
Sir,
Face
no, sir.
furious. She bit me in the face.
Look on the bright side. Everyone knows the ugly soldiers are the most ferocious.
Ugly'll be the least of it. The beast looks rabid.
In that case, you'll have the pleasure of putting her down
Sorry,
yourself.
sir.
I wish for you to try it.
You think that's funny, Private?
I suppose we've cleared Esmeralda's name at this point. Let's go down here and see if there's any work for the sailors.
Well,
Oh, that Gallagher is... Oh! Performers, showmen, show off. What is it this time?
I said, 'tis I, Reginald, the illusionist.
Enjoying the fair, aren't you? Well, I've an open
Don't donate your time to that charlatan.
Hey, it's you again! I don't have to tell you that Cedric's act will help you banish belly fat and inspire your kids to say no to drugs.
Time to that charlatan.
Alright. Hey, it's you again! I don't have to tell you. I'm happy to laugh.
Show all of them.
It's all over now. Without my clients, I'll starve.
There's an old saying in show business. Who am I?
Alright.
It's all over now. Don't speak that name in my presence.
Come on, come on.
Maybe this guy needs some workers now that Evelyn's dead. Hey, where is he? Oh, here. Wait, no. Did he disappear? Is he working with... See the mysterious person working, unidentified person at the assassination?
So, what's the bad news? More orcs rampaging through the docks? Or have those infernal statues sent another soul flying to his death? Like I said, I'm sure as sin not the ghoul responsible for snatching...
Okay, so we still don't have the hexagon object unless I'm overlooking something. Is there anything else I wanted to do in town? Maybe the cat's up here that Ebenezer was looking for. It's gotta be... I would think it'd be up here or down here. I don't know how to finish out the lighthouse quest. I thought there's more dialogue with the ghost that could be accessed, but I'm not sure what triggers it.
The darkness of day. The skeletons, Samson. If so, their punishment. That indeed deliberate. Why did I possess? Yet no sooner.
I'd prefer to drown my sorrows with ale.
What could it want from us? I'm not sure.
The immaculate amulet fits perfectly inside.
I don't remember picking that up. Oh well, maybe it was handed to us, or maybe I just grabbed it without paying attention.
You must stop him. Source Hunter. Huh. By the health of the Seven, you're here. There may yet be hope. Perhaps you remember me as a healer. But gods, what a herald of death I've become.
Okay, we found the Liron. He's nice enough to keep his shop open even while he's dying.
I'm beyond redemption now. But you alone may save Sicil, may save all of Rivellon from the horror I've summoned. King Brachus. Brachus Rex from the tales of old. He lives. The mad Source King, the Lord of Chaos. I have awakened him. I've done a terrible thing. I've raised a mad king from beyond the grave. I imagined so very foolishly that I'd be able to extract an ancient secret from him. But with a simple flash of his arcane magic, I was finished. I'll tell you all I know, Source Hunter. Resurrected, revived. The king lives, but not as the man he once was. He retains the mark of death upon him, like a festering wound. The last of the mad Source Kings he was, but the tyrant who nearly condemned Rivellon to oblivion. He began the War of Wars, marching brother against friend, until every land and home burned with death. It was during this dark time that your order, the Source Hunters, was formed. Brachus was defeated, and Source outlawed from the land. Brachus was a dangerous monster, but he achieved things no man or mortal could have dreamt of. He alone is said to have known a great secret, how to break the Forge of Souls. I promised to extract this secret for a woman calling herself the Conduit. In exchange, she vowed to reveal to me a certain power of her own. In hindsight, I see that I dealt with the devil, and I've received my damnation. I was given a great stone, a bloodstone, but more charged with life than any I'd seen before. The Conduit said it would imbue Brachus with life enough to share the secret she craved. But what he has become, his powers have all returned, and I cannot stop him. My failures are so many. I can hide them no longer. In my pursuit of the Source King, I've called forth abominations that neither I nor any other can destroy.
The ghoul that guards the lighthouse, the Baron of Bones, the twins by fire joined. Their ghastly faces haunt me, and they in turn have rifled through the graves and sarcophagi of Sicile in search of undead minions. Undead, Source Hunter, unkillable. I fear this plague may never end, no matter how many times the rotten dead are defeated. Curse her name, her hell-sent promises. What could turn any soft soul towards wickedness? My weakness was love, and it was love that she promised me. The conduit had shown me how to raise skeletons and zombies from their graves. But what I craved was something far more rare. A second life. A true second life for my wife, Malia. She was a beautiful soul, snatched from the world of the living far before her time. Now the conduit's promise seemed simple. A secret for a secret. I'd tell her how to break a soul forge, and she'd tell me how to bring Malia back. She claims to be a link between her goddess and the world of men. I never believed her divine claims, but I could not deny her great power. It was she who showed me that Bloodstone could be used for more than healing. Her stones, particularly powerful and potent, could raise the dead. You can defeat the unholiness I've raised, Source Hunter. You can save the countless innocents that will perish under the Source King's mad fist. I pray... No, I believe you can reverse my failures.
So, Theleron believed that by unleashing these monsters, he'd learn the secret to resurrecting his beloved wife. Aye, in Theleron's position, I'd wager many of us would do the same.
Okay. I don't know if we're gonna fight Brachus Rex on the other side of this door, or if he's someone like the Conduit who we might end up chasing for a while. Anyways, this episode's been going on for a while, so I'm gonna end it here, and next time I think we can finish up this whole, like, act of the story. So I'll see you guys next time.